What if every single product that rolled off the assembly line was perfect? I don't just mean good, I mean flawless. It sounds like a bit of a dream, right? Well, there's a revolution happening on the factory floor right now. We're going to explore how augmented reality is transforming manufacturing from a process that's vulnerable to human error into one that can actually guarantee perfection.
Just think about that for a second. A world with zero assembly mistakes, no faulty products ever leaving the line. It's a bold question, for sure, but it gets right to the heart of one of the biggest challenges in modern manufacturing. So, how do we get there? Because right now, the cost of a mistake is massive. It starts with something as simple as a misinterpretation, but that quickly snowballs into expensive rework, which wastes time and materials. And in the worst-case scenario, it leads to complex product recalls and serious compliance issues that can absolutely cripple a company's reputation and bottom line.
To really understand the solution, we first have to look at the root of the problem, the traditional way of doing things. For decades, assembly lines have run on paper manuals and spoken instructions.
And that is the fundamental weakness. A diagram on paper can be ambiguous. A verbal instruction can be misheard or just vary from one shift to the next. This isn't about blaming the worker. It's about a system that is inherently open to interpretation and because of that, open to error. So how do we solve this? We introduce a new vision for the shop floor, one that's powered by augmented reality. Now, this isn't about replacing workers with robots. It's about empowering them with a digital guide that sees what they see and ensures every single step is perfect. It basically transforms the operator from a potential point of failure into a guaranteed source of quality.
This represents a complete shift. We're moving from the chaos of paper manuals to crystal-clear digital instructions. Human guesswork gets replaced by automated, data-driven verification. And those long, painful manual audits, they become a thing of the past because the system makes every single product instantly audit-ready.
So this new process involves three key players. You've got the production worker, who's now being guided by the AR system. You have the quality inspector, who no longer has to hunt for errors but can simply review perfect documentation. And at the center of it all is the AR guidance system itself, acting as the co-pilot for the entire operation.
Okay, so how does this actually work on the floor? It might sound complex, but the workflow is surprisingly simple and intuitive, and it creates a totally foolproof process.
The operator simply starts by scanning the product ID. Instantly, the first instruction appears as a digital overlay on their real-world view, an arrow pointing exactly where a part needs to go. They perform the step, and the system immediately checks their work. Once it's verified, the next step appears. It's a simple, guided loop that just repeats until the job is done perfectly.
But guidance is only half the story. The real revolution, the feature that guarantees perfection, is how the system proves each step was done correctly. This is where we go from guidance to an absolute quality guarantee.
This is the question that haunts every quality manager. An operator has completed a step. They think it's correct, but is it? In a traditional system, you might not find out until much later, when it's already a costly problem.
The answer is visual verification. After the operator completes a step, the system automatically takes a photo or a short video. This isn't just a record. It is undeniable digital proof that the step was performed exactly according to procedure. And here is the enforcement mechanism. The operator literally cannot move on to the next instruction until the system has successfully verified the current one. It creates a closed loop for quality. There is no path forward but the right path. It is physically impossible to assemble the product incorrectly.
A foolproof system is great, but what does it really mean for the business? Let's look at the measurable, tangible results that this technology delivers. The primary impact is just undeniable. The number of errors and the amount of costly rework, that constant drain in traditional assembly, it just plummets. When you guide and verify every single step, errors pretty much vanish. This translates directly into a much higher first-time right percentage, a critical metric in manufacturing. It means more products are built perfectly the very first time they go down the line, leading to less waste, higher throughput, and better overall quality.
And surprisingly, it also leads to a shorter cycle time. You'd think adding verification might slow things down, but the opposite is true. When workers have clear, unambiguous instructions, they work with more confidence and speed. No more pausing to check a manual or ask a supervisor. So when you add it all up, the benefits are comprehensive. You improve your first-time write rate, you shorten your cycle time, and you get automated, audit-ready documentation for every single product. The result? You drastically reduce the incidents that lead to costly recalls. It's a win across the board.
And that brings us back to the big question. This technology is no longer a distant dream. It's a practical tool delivering guaranteed quality today. The only question that's left is this: which manufacturers are ready to make the leap into a future of perfect production?